On March 13th, we essentially shut down by order of the governor here in Rhode Island. We were forced to go home for about a month to self-isolate due to the pandemic. And at that time, it was very easy for us to just say, hey, everyone, take your laptops, go home, do your work from home, and we'll pick this back up. In a month from now, we'll keep watching what the CDC is saying, and we'll take any precautions that we have to take. After about a week of remotely working from home, whatever you want to call it, it dawned upon all of us that we were missing that connection with the community. My executive director, Jen Hawkins, was literally losing sleep at night. She was worried that the constituents were not able to access their basic needs, such as healthcare, children's education, and again, working from home, just having that ease of access. So we had this idea and this vision to bring a community Wi-Fi to the Oneyville neighborhood, completely free to the constituents, to as many as we could.
My name is Harry. I came to take care of my mom. My brother wasn't feeling good, and my brother passed away during COVID, because of COVID, and things got a little tight. Was that either we pay the bills or we eat. So the Wi-Fi was hard to pay because we had to get cable with the Wi-Fi. So we had to pay for both of them. So since the free access came in, it's been able to help me with my mother's health. I've been able to talk with her doctors and keep up with her progress.
One of the things that I always say is that when it comes to the community Wi-Fi program, I think a big impact that we're going to see long-term is that people are going to realize that Wi-Fi is no longer an amenity. It's no longer a nice to have. Just like our fresh running water, our access to utilities, electric and gas, it's a necessity in order to live in this 21st century in the digital realm, for you to have access to Wi-Fi and to be able to access the network and connect with not only your services, but any other thing that you need, which was definitely exacerbated by the pandemic. It sort of exacerbated a lot of different issues that were otherwise taken for granted, and we were so used to doing in person. And when they transitioned to completely online, we didn't have the systems in place to respond to those things. And I think the 1MB Connects network provided that system for accessibility to our constituents here in Oneyville.
Oh, definitely, because now, and mostly in all the offices, they don't allow people to come to the office or the hospitals, and nobody can be there with them. At least I'm able to talk to the doctor myself and find out how my mom is doing, because I'm going to give her medications. I want to know if I'm properly given to her right, if they have an effect on her or not.
I believe that one of our greatest challenges that was identified early on was our lack of marketing and outreach plan. Because this was a project that sort of came out of necessity, and it went from idea to implementation in about a 5 to 6 month period, we didn't take the time to think about, okay, when we do this, how are we going to get the word out? How will we let the community know that this service is available to them? How will we let them know that this is safe for them to use? And it is indeed free, with no catch, no caveats. It's free as long as you're within the range of the community Wi-Fi, you're allowed to use it. About 5 months into it, so around April of 2021, we decided we need to put more effort into making the community aware that 1MB Connects is available to them. So we hired interns for basically the spring and summer. We hired some interns, and we saw a dramatic increase. It was amazing to see the chart that showed that from the end of April until the interns were no longer with us in September, we had an increase of users by over 1,000%. Another challenge that we experienced that we had to overcome was just the ease of use of the 1MB Connects network. Initially, we planned it so that as soon as you found the Wi-Fi network available to you, you were able to just connect. No strings attached, just press the network, it's available to you in your area, you can connect to it. We learned early on that because it wasn't secure in any way, there was no password, there was no captive portal, anything like that to capture any data, we weren't doing ourselves a service. So one of the things that we implemented was a captive portal in order to have people log in with a little bit of some credentials where they would log in once a year and they would be able to access the network automatically after that one login.
A lot of how you said older people are not, how you said, internet inclined, you understand? So, but I learned slowly. They even teach you, you know? If I need help, I can come talk to these guys, they'll help me out.
I believe we accomplished what we set out to accomplish, and we did learn some lessons in the first year of the network being in place, but we still have a long way to go in terms of getting it to where we want it to be. Our intention is to have the network utilized by over 2,000 people or 2,000 households, and we're probably at around 500. So we're almost there. If you look at it with that glass half full, but we have a ways to go. We didn't get any resident input for our project because of the nature of the project. It was a very fast-paced project where a lot of decisions had to be made that were realistically, the decisions were based off an idea and an aspiration to bring the Wi-Fi network to the community. So we utilized our partnerships and research to make our decision on how to move forward. For me, when I was asked to take on this project, I was very excited about it. I come from another CDC where we tried to do a community Wi-Fi project and it never got off the ground. So for me, again, it's a dream come true that I get to bring this into the community. You know, Rhode Island, Providence's first community Wi-Fi mesh network. To have my name on that as the project lead, it's amazing.